The true faces of us are melting. Watch our souls are drowning. They're gonna take us, they're just waiting. Watch our souls are drowning. It won't be a sunrise in the morning. Piece by piece, this world will be folding. They'll make you pray that they're not hiding as they watch our souls drowning. It's not enough to stand. Day by day we drown. The world changes to make its own sound. It's not enough to stand. Our feet off the ground. This is finally happening.
Okay, so that was the song with vocals attached. And if you've been following this series, Jim and I have been producing a heavy metal song for our own enjoyment, really. And Jim's been kind of taking the lead on it because he really got excited about the project. We went to Fiverr. We hired a bunch of different musicians to do different tracks. And that was the vocal track. And so, or that was the first vocal track because what we have two others lined up, right, Jim?
Right.
So this is the first one. So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first in giving our...
I let me at least introduce what happened
Okay.
here so everybody understands. This is Angel. She's from the United Kingdom. I was the first person to ever hire her on Fiverr. She charged me $12. So we went back and forth on this quite a bit. She wrote the lyrics herself. I did a little bit of editing on them. We told her we wanted it to be about drowning, which is what I told all the singers. And I, at a certain point, just didn't want to micromanage her anymore. I think she has a cheap equipment. That might be one of the headaches that we're facing here, but otherwise, I like her voice. So
Yeah.
I want to get all that out before we start breaking it down.
Yeah. No, and I like her voice too. And I think that I haven't heard the other vocalists, but I think she has a like so here's my reaction to it. I think you can definitely hear the mic isn't quite great, right?
Yeah.
And I can hear that with some of the other equipment too. Some of them, like the recording seems like the equipment might be not as good as we would want it, but it's $12, so I don't think you can really complain about it. What it sounds like to me is the vocals are always the hardest thing to do. I actually do have experience with dealing with vocalists and dealing with recording for demos and things like that, and also just working with a vocalist over time with a song. And that's the hardest part of a song to get to connect with everything. Do you know what I mean? And so we've essentially, basically, this is the person's first crack at it. And I feel like the vocals are really strong, but it probably is going to take like 4 or 5 more tries to really work out the song with the singer. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when it does, it's going to be brilliant. But that's just hearing it. That's how I feel. I feel like there's still some spots where, and again, I think with every singer we're going to have this, and it's just going to be a question of how many more attempts will we need to make to bring the singer and the song together.
Right.
But I think I like her vocal style a lot. I really gravitate to styles like this, and I think that this would be somebody I would want to hire again for other songs down the road. Do you know what I'm saying?
And certainly, I mean, at this price tag and how nice she was, how easy she was to work with, I would love to do another project with her. Absolutely.
And she has good power, I would say.
Yeah.
So
I think she just needs to learn the genre. I think she needs to. I at one point, I swear to God, I gave this feedback. I said, I think you're starting too high on the verse, and you need to start lower so that you can come in on that final drowning, because drowning's the last word she says.
Okay.
You'll have a resonance if you can hit it with a wider octave range.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
And I think that she struggled to do that. I don't know what her range is like, honestly. But if she could have started lower on that verse after the little
there's another aspect to this that we're ignoring, which is really important when it comes to vocalists. You have to write songs for the range of the vocalist range, right? And we have no idea what this person's range is. So I don't know how much difficulty that, like a classic example of that is the Blaze Bayley era of Iron Maiden, where they're almost writing songs more for Bruce Dickinson's range than Blaze Bayley's range. And you can hear it in his voice. So
The 4 good songs that came out of that era were clearly written for his voice and not for Bruce.
yeah, and I think so again, you know, a lot of this is going to be. I think with the vocals, we're going to have this a lot where this is always going to kind of sound like a first attempt because it takes a while to hammer out the vocals.
Right.
So I just want the listener to understand that because I want them to understand what they're hearing. And
we have 2 more singers coming. Everybody was allowed to write their own music, their own lyrics.
Okay.
For the music. They were given a theme, but that was it. Go ahead.
So I didn't hear all the lyrics perfectly, so I don't know that I got everything. But one thing I noticed that was interesting was, I think the idea I sent you is I said, I want this to be about somebody drowning in a river for some reason, because that's what it reminded me of. And she decided to go with collective idea of everybody drowning in the river, which totally changed. So I thought that was interesting because it takes the song in a direction that I wasn't even thinking. But yeah, so I mean, beyond that though, I don't know that I had a strong enough handle on the lyrics to comment. And I don't know, did you have any thoughts on the lyrics?
No, I could send you the lyrics that she eventually wrote if you wanted to read them.
Yeah, I actually would like to see that. I didn't realize that you had that. That would be kind of interesting to look at.
Let me see. And I had to do some editing on the second half of the lyrics for her because one of the early recordings, it sounded almost like rap because she had put so many words into a line.
Okay.
And she was racing to get to the end of that song, and I had to go back and say, "You've got too much going on here. It's not coming across as doom metal at all." I'll have to look up her lyrics. I'll send it to you after.
Okay, no, that's fine. But I mean, on the whole, I thought that was good. I think it's going to be interesting to see what differences we hear. I want to hear. Now, are all of our vocalists female, or did we hire any male?
They're all female. We hired 3 women, and none of them. Nobody on this project is from the States except for you and I.
Okay, all right. So, I think in terms of female voices, now what I'm interested in, do we have anybody that's deeper than this, that has a deeper range?
No.
Okay. Do you think everybody's in the same general sort of category, like mezzo, soprano?
And I think that's a byproduct of Fiverr. I didn't hear a lot of deep female voices on Fiverr, and I went through quite a bit of singers before I picked the ones.
Okay. Now here's a question: Did anybody put their vocal range in the description?
I don't know, honestly. Now that you mention
that, would have been something for us to. I looked too, and I don't remember even checking for that.
I didn't. I listened to their songs, and I thought to because everybody has a sample.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, is there any way this can work? Is there any way we can get this voice to do this? And none of the 3. I don't think I sent any samples to the 3 of the kind of bands that we wanted. Maybe the woman in Morocco. Maybe, I don't know. But Angel got back to me within a couple of minutes.
This is Angel that's singing, or
this is Angel. Angel Morala. Angel Morala. She got back to me within a minute, so we just started going, and that was one of the problems with the project too. Is I'm antsy, and I was so excited and having so much fun. I just went.
Okay.
Right, here you go. Start recording, and then within an hour, I was saying, "So, what do you think? What are you thinking about the project? What is this the kind of range you can work on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?" So I was kind of pushy in terms of time because I was having so much fun.
Okay.
And if I were a little more patient as a person, we would get different results.
Yeah, no, and I think that's true. I think that's true because I think it takes a little bit of time to calibrate the vocals because vocals are they're the only instrument that's how can I put it? Every other instrument you can tune mechanically, and a vocalist you can't. Do you know what I mean? Like a vocalist, they have to kind of almost like attune to the environment, it seems. So yeah. I feel like with the vocalist, we might want to give them a little more time to feel out the music.
For the record, she's the cheapest of the 3 vocalists. We're at $70 so far is how much we've spent on this project, and the other 2 singers take it well over $100.
Okay.
And there were a lot of other singers who got back to me after we've already hired 3 people. And I just didn't want to spend any more money.
No, and that's all totally fair.
But I do want to do other things with these other people who have got back to us. We that Naomi woman we did not hire, but we do definitely want to work with her.
Yeah, we saw somebody when we were on Fiverr named Naomi who had a really tremendous voice, and it would be I think her sound would be interesting over some of the music that we're thinking of doing.
And she's been messaging with me, so she's excited to do something with us. It's just a matter of what we do.
I think we'll want to start with a concept the next time. Do you know what I mean? Like this is what we're going for. So I don't know, is there anything else that we want to talk about with the vocals here, or is there anything that I missed?
No, I think if you're listening and you hear her voice the first time, it's going to be jarring after you've been listening to the layers build up to this point, because it's not the voice I would have expected to pair as a listener. I don't think it would have been the one that I would have expected to hear paired with this music. And that's not to say anything negative about her. It was a chance that we took going with a female singer on Fiverr when all of them sound like pop music and R&B and EDM.
But I thought, I didn't have that reaction to it. I thought she got the gravelly vocal thing going that fit the style. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a clean style, but there was a roughness to it as well that matched.
Let me backtrack on that then just a little bit, because it took several takes to get to that point. So
I get you.
You're hearing the final version after I had already edited her and everything else, and her voice is in 4 layers in.
But there are also metal bands that do have clean poppy style vocals over them. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not a totally. In fact, I think sometimes that works better. Do you know what I mean? To have the. I think there are because other genres of music. Let's be honest, they have better vocalists a lot of the time, right? Like when you hear the truly exceptional metal vocalists like Rob Halford, then it's different. There are metal vocalists who are operating at a level that vocalists in many genres don't. But there's also a lot of vocalists in metal who bring that average way down, right? And in some other genres, like in soul, for example, you're not going to hear as many shoddy vocals in soul music. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think if you bring a soul musician into the mix, you're going to get good vocals. It just might be a matter of making sure it gels with the song appropriately. But I don't know. I'm always in favor of bringing vocal styles from other genres into metal, because I feel like metal has really boxed itself in, where it only is permissible to have an operatic power metal singer, sort of British new wavy, really high pitched, broad range singer like Halford or Dickinson or whatever, or the growl. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And maybe some clean vocals that aren't too distinct, right? Like you can have clean vocals, but they can't be too soulful or too this or too that. And so I think it's one of the things that kind of sometimes boxes metal in. But yeah, so I know I like what I heard. I think that this would probably benefit from some further work, because we want to get the vocals and the music together, and I think that takes time. So I would probably say in the future we want to make that part of the process.
Yeah, and I don't know how you do that, to be honest, but with Fiverr, but
yeah, because I guess at a certain point you have to pay them again, right? That would be the
right. Right. So we'd have to, and I keep pushing for this, right? We should do a Kickstarter so we can fund these.
I think if we do a Kickstarter, we should plan on having like a 3-tier process for the vocals. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely.
If money on a Kickstarter, money's less of an issue, right? Because we can say this is our goal. And
here's our goal. This is what we need to just make a song. If you give us $1,500, we'll do. Right. If we get to this level or this level, I'm just picking numbers. We can do 2 different vocalists, and we can see which one works, or we can have completely different lyrics for the song, and you'll get copies, whatever. But my point being that if it's somebody else's money and it's collective money, it's a little easier for us to take chances.
How easy is it to burn CDs these days? Would you be able to like burn a CD and ship it to people if we did a Kickstarter? Would that be?
Yeah, I absolutely believe that it's easy. My CD player doesn't work anymore, but I could obviously buy one for almost nothing.
Okay, because that would be kind of an interesting way to go about it.
People could get an actual CD from us.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool.
But I think everybody wants MP3s anyway, so what does it matter?
You know what? Too, I know a really good violinist. If we want to bring violin into this, but,
nice.
But she probably. Well, I'll tell you after the program because she would want real money. I think.
So she won't take $12?
I don't think she would take $12. She made the music for Wandering Heroes of Ogregate for me for free, but it was like it wasn't something where I could just keep coming back to her for free music. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Obviously, that's ridiculous.
So yeah, why don't we end it here, and we'll be back on with the next vocal track, and then we'll have another one after that, and then maybe we'll have a final program to kind of just assess everything that we heard. And again, this is just part of the song that we're producing, and until next episode, we'll talk to you later.
Sound